How's it going, guys? My name is OhDough, and today we're going to do the Bright Shadows quest, which wants us to kill Rezakiri and Shrowd. These are pretty much the end level behemoths in the general portion of the game. There's obviously harder behemoths now with trials and I guess escalation. But Rezakiri and Shrowd are the end of the story quest pretty much for right now. So let's go ahead and accept this quest, Bright Shadows, and get to going. And there it is. A pair of myths have returned to stalk my skies. Slayer, behemoths that shouldn't exist anymore, with power even old Arkan doesn't fully understand. Shrowd, an umbral nightmare. Rezakiri, radiant and cruel. They're out there. Slayer, why can't I read that right? And their numbers grow. They will test you, so be prepared. You're hunting living legends. And now we unlock the mastery. Rezakiri has some really cool looking weapons. And Shrowd does as well. I like Shrowd's chain blades, axe, and its sword the most. So let's go ahead and get to hunting. I think it's best for us to try and kill Shrowd first. I think Shroud's going to be the easier one to sort of explain, because Rezakiri is easy to kill as well. Well, easy being a strong word there, but Rezakiri is a bit different. Like Shrowd, you can use cells like Overpower to overpower it and do work. But the thing with Shrowd is its enrage is kind of like Riftstalker's in the sense that it doesn't happen very often, or it doesn't happen in a way that's very beneficial to Rage Hunter, which my current gear has a lot of it. So what I'm going to try and do is, I guess, change my gear? I don't know. If I could, I'd like to make it... Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered. I have a Radiant Hammer. We can actually play the hammer now on Shrowd. That could be kind of fun. I just don't have enough to upgrade it, which is a bummer. But this does get the 500 power, I think, if we're fighting a certain behemoth. Anyway, so we're fighting Shrowd right now. I need to change my gear around to make a better build to handle Shrowd, I think. I mean, I could just run chain blades, but I've been playing chain blades a lot recently. I need to see what level... I want to see how much power I get from the hammer. So you add 80. What is that? 460? Nah, I'll stay with chain blades for now. So it's not a big deal that you have Rage Hunter. It's not a big deal that you have Rage Hunter against Shrowd. It's just that once you interrupt it during its pretty much like same mode as Riftstalker, where it's all dark around you, once you interrupt it, it leaves rage, or rage mode, in rage. So I'll go ahead and explain how it works out when we're actually in the fight. But it doesn't really tell us what this Bolsa does, but it does give you a breakdown of your loot. And right now, I will say that Shroud's tail hitbox is really scuffed. So if you're going for a part from its tail, good luck. Just good luck. Godspeed. And I hope you get it, because it's going to be tough to break. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight this thing and see how we fare. It shouldn't be too difficult. And this is the same map we fought a lot on recently. Variety. Am I right? It's a good map, though. So I guess I shouldn't complain. It's a nice, very pretty map. Sovereign's Throne. It ain't bad. We're still in the same gear. I still look like trash. Driving me crazy. I miss my main account with all the cool items that I bought with my mom's credit card. I miss them, man. They're pretty good. Now the question is it going to be in close spawn, or is it going to be in the far spawn like it's been in consistently recently? Oh, hey. Yeah, if we get sub 3, we're nuts. I'm going to go ahead and pop my potions. It's going to... That can hit you, by the way. So it goes in the air, and there are separate ways it goes in the air. You can like go in the air and like instantly drop down, or it can go in the air and rest. When it slams the ground, it spawns these puddles. Very annoying. That's a backhand move. Very, very long reach. If you're standing on its left leg when it does the backhand, really close to it, it won't hit you though. Which is some really high tip. It's a high IQ tip there. This will not be sub 3. There's no way. So when it's in the air, it has different timings for its like dropping down. And same goes for its slams. Like it will do like a very fast slam or a very hesitant slam. It just depends. So I got a stagger right there because we have Assault Tonics, more stagger damage. Helps out a ton. And now it's going to enrage. And it's pretty similar to Rootstalker's Enrage. Actually, very similar. I did not know what it was doing. I'm glad it didn't hit me. Like, in this mode, this is the only time it does a boop attack. It's just like, oh, that's not a Rootstalker, but in this mode, you can interrupt it out of its flying glide, which it'll do right now. Yeah. Nice. So with that, it'll scream and run away from you, and then it'll glide back at you. The interrupt, you can look at its eyes in the distance, and that's how you can see when to interrupt it. Go ahead and slam down. Didn't get parts there, which is rough. Like, with your slam, you want to try and land it on a part, just to get more damage to soften it up to make it easier to break. I did not do that, making this hunt a bit harder than it has to be. Spawning in the middle. And I'm not sure exactly where it spawns, but most of the time it spawns near the 8th event. Like, it's not a guaranteed place to spawn, like a guaranteed spawn point in this mode, but it's pretty close to it. And now I think it's Aether mode, and during Aether mode it tosses out clones or orbs or what have you. This orb will, if it hits you, it won't kill you, but it'll bring your health bar down to 1, which is not great. You don't want that to happen. Unless you do, then in which case it's good. But for most builds, you don't want to get hit by that. If you can kill it fast enough, it's not a big deal though, because it doesn't do this mode until pretty late in the fight. It's actually getting wrecked because because this fight has boops, we can do work and just go to town, bro. Is that sub 3? There's no way. It'd be cool. Nah, it's be like 310 or something like that. Like, this is a kind of close spawn, but it's still a far spawn for the map. Like, not even close. 341. We're not very close. But, like, I'm doing these hunts really fast, relatively, but I'm basically showing you guys all of what happens in the fight for the most part. Like, even though I'm doing it kind of fast for some people might go through it, I'm still being able to show you guys how the fight goes through, because the longer a fight takes, you're just repeating the same patterns over and over and over again, in a sense. Like it's not an exact science of like, oh, it does the exact same attacks all the time. It can sometimes, if your own inputs make it so, but most of the time it doesn't do that. Instead, it's just you're seeing similar attack patterns throughout the fight, and the faster you kill it, then the quicker it's over. That doesn't make any sense, but hey, we can't go back in time. But now let's go ahead and fight Rezakiri. For this fight, I do have some strikers I could use for this fight. I think I'll do that. Yeah, I got some Rootstalker strikers I can use. They're not the highest rank, but they will still do some work because strikers are very balanced right now. And by balanced, I mean broken. Just so we're clear. And I'll see real quick if I can upgrade them anymore. I do not think I can. I'm missing Shining and Orcstone. The problem with me pursuing all these behemoths is that I'm not really getting any Arcstone. I'm not getting that much Arcstone, which is why I'm suggesting to y'all that you don't pursue the behemoths. Instead, you do, like, you know, heroic patrols and what have you. Oh, nice. We got evasive. That's lit. Evasive Fury's gotten better now. I'm gonna go ahead and change my build around. Slot in this. We'll get +6 conduit. I know we can't. We'll get +5 conduit since that's all we can afford. And I don't think I have any predator. I do have predator. I can do that. Ignore the +7 predator. It's not a big deal. I want to see if I can change anything else in this build to give myself a bit more damage. Because in this build, I'm not gonna have any overpower, so I gotta make sure that I want to bring overpower instead of sharpen, which I'm pretty sure I do. Even +1, I think is better than, like, +1 overpower I think is better than +3 sharpened. If you can get KOs and whatnot and staggers on this fight, you can't boop it, but you can stagger it and break parts. So you can still trigger overpower by doing those things. I'm going to change my helmet, and we'll slot in some Evasive Fury, and then so the way perks work, I think I've told you guys this before, but perks can only go to a maximum effectiveness of 6 points, or +6. Right now I have +7 Predator. It's not a big deal because I don't have a +3 Predator, and like +2 predator and +1 predator in my case do the exact same thing. It's like, it's not a big deal, right? It's just, oh, I have a bit over. It's not a big deal. The problem, a problem that does occur is, let's say you have +9 predator. That means you're stacking way too much, and you could reallocate a cell somewhere else. But if you have like +8 or +7, sometimes it's not a big deal. But there are cases where you're stacking way too much, and it is your fault. So main thing here is make sure you only have a maximum of +6 into a certain perk you want. Going past +6 does nothing for you. Just so we're clear. I don't have any potions. I messed up. Oh, I have this. Antidote tonic increases your lantern generation by 100%. We'll take it. Best we can get. I'll also bring some grenades for fun, I guess. For the funsies. And this build is okay. So, yeah. Whenever I first did this run, which this is like a different, like I'm editing this part in, which is the same map. It's kind of weird. I could just lie and be like, yeah, it's a different map, different, it's the same playthrough. But my first run through this, I didn't really explain the fight at all, and I was just like, yeah, strikers are a hard weapon. If you can't play them, check out my video, and I just kept bringing that up. Well, I didn't keep bringing it up, but I kept saying dumb stuff. Like I wasn't explaining strikers, I wasn't explaining the fight. I was not doing my job. So this time I'll explain the fight. I'm using the exact same build I was before, except I changed my predator from +7 to +6 as not to confuse anybody, because I think some folks will get confused. But yeah. Anywho, if it's in the same spawn, I'm finna have problems. Finna trying to have some issues. But last time we killed this thing, which I might show the kill time, who knows. It was like close to sub 3, I think. And it was all the way in the far spawn. Narnia spawn, if you will. But this time around, it's probably going to be the exact same spawn because this game hates me. There's still 2 more spawn points. It could be right here. I don't know why the spawn points are so important to me, but they are. Like, I like it whenever it's not in Egypt. I don't like traveling to Egypt. It's cool to see it, like, you know, every once in a while, but when you see it all the time, it gets excessive. And right now, it's getting excessive. Why? Whatever. But this fight is pretty straightforward. I know that it can be a hard fight, mostly because it's got a lot of health. It does a lot of damage. But nothing really crazy happens, aside from the shotgun blast, which will most likely happen soon. But this is a normal move it does. Right. A normal move it does, and that is like a radiant volley. And for that radiant volley, the play is to run past it as fast as you can if you're close. If not, you're screwed. And for that, for this laser move, it has multiple ways to do it. I think, like, for that one, it only had 4 lasers. Okay, this shotgun blast is broken. And I'm doing a great... That shotgun blast right there, I think it's busted. Hella busted. Hecka busted. Sorry. But once it gets staggered, this fight's practically over. And for this fight, I'm not sure there's any patterns that I've recognized after fighting it. It's just, it does attacks that have really visible tells, like this drop down animation. It gives you a year and a day to figure out what it's doing. And everything is accompanied by sound, which is hard to explain, but every single thing just has a sort of rhythm to it, and a really outspoken animation and outspoken sound to tell you like what's going on. That's why this fight isn't that hard, because it's just very scripted. It's a very scripted fight, unlike these videos. And now that we're not getting comboed to death, we can pop off. Okay, so for this move, it kidnaps you. It pulls a young kidnap. So for the tail swipe, it's hard to explain this fight because there's like a lot of moves do the same thing, but they're just different. So that was a tail swipe, but it was also followed by a bunch of flares in the sky. Didn't die, pog you. And the thing that kidnap you, I believe, is just like, if you... And what you can do for that is if you get hit by the tail swipe, you won't get kidnapped. But with my armor, getting hit by the tail swipe is a lot of damage, and I'd probably just die. Like, right now. Oh, we're good. Not shotgun blast. This move's broken. Yo, this shrubbery right here is trying to kill me. I petitioned to remove all trees. Like, I get Mr. Beast is trying to save the world and stuff, but like, bruh, these trees gotta go. You better not be planting any more trees in the Shattered Isles, all right, bud? They get in the way. Maybe I should just keep the other version of this, because it's so hard to explain the fight while you're doing it, and that was much longer than I did it the first time around. God dang it! Gosh dang it! I might make a video going over Rezakiri. I don't know. I feel like I can't explain this fight while I'm playing it, because it's just everything happens. Like, I'm so used to everything happening on this fight particularly, and what, like, I guess for this fight it's really just about practice. Like, everything's about practice, but for this fight it is more so about practice because everything that happens is rather straightforward. Anyway, I'm going to cut back to the other video, but we're close to sub 3. If it was not a Narnia spawn, we would have gotten sub 3 on this boss. Pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. But alas, we got robbed. We did, however, get some shards. That's pretty nice. And something that I'm actually confused on is we're getting shock orbs. We're getting shock orbs for doing pursuits. I want to see what the... Like, I thought that you only got shock orbs from doing escalation if you did patrols, but I guess you just get them for hunting behemoths in general. That's wild. Because I think right now, I had 200 shock orbs, and I haven't done a single shock patrol, unless it was for a quest. So we're getting a ton of these shock orbs. And it also shows you just how much I've been hunting. But anyway, we completed Bright Shadows. Pretty simple quest, pretty straightforward. We get an exotic weapon schematic. I don't think you can get Twin Suns from this. Twin Suns being guns that you get from the trial store, but you can get the God Hand, the Hunger, or Molten Edict. I think I've already gotten two of those three. So we'll see what I get. God Hand. Yeah. So right now I have every single weapon exotic except for Twin Suns unlocked, which is wild. Okay, now, do I unlock trials yet, or what's going on? Huh, okay, I've unlocked trials now. Is there a quest for it? There's gotta be a quest for it, dude. Oh, wait, I think it has. I think it's a optional quest. No? What is happening, bro? Oh, I see. Now I see. Okay, okay. It's an optional quest from Lady Luck, and I think you have to complete Bright Shadows to unlock it. And now we're done with all the main quests. There are no more main quests in the game at the moment. I really hope they add more. I do like doing quests in video games in general. Like, I freaking love doing quests. It's cool to have something to work towards. It's very easy to see, and it's kind of nice. Like, Mastery kind of does that in a sense, but it's just not the same. It's still good though. I enjoy Mastery until you get to the point where it's just, hey, do 40 million damage with your weapons. That gets a little... It gets to be a just completionist thing. Anyway, trial run. Lady Luck challenges you to emerge victorious from a normal trials hunt. We'll do this in the next video, I think. I think what I want to do now is just work on all the optional quests if I can find a way to do that properly. But I for sure want to do trials and show you guys that you can do trials while wearing really bad gear. Although in saying that, the current trial is Rage Tall Nasher. That is a very rough trial to do. Very annoying. I don't even suggest really doing it that much. Normals, for sure, do it, get your marks. But in the Dauntless mode, I don't know, man. I don't like that trial. And in the next trial, I think it's going to be Shockjaw Nazyga, which is also a yikes of a trial. Like, holy cow, that trial is rough. So those two trials are rough. I'll see if I can get a fast time with this plus 10 gear. I think I can. It's just a matter of how much time I want to put into it. But anyway, guys, that has been part 16 or 17 of the playthrough. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Help the channel a ton. And if you guys want to support the channel even more, you can use my Epic Games support card code in the Epic Games Store or in the in-game Dauntless Store. Doing so gives me a small portion of what you spend, and it means a freaking ton. It helps out a ton. So, yeah. But words are hard, man. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.